And we'll take the soles of the feet together, drop the knees out to the side, and we'll just begin to relax into our bodies, into our breath. Taking the focus to the tips of the toes, we're just going to start to track up through the body, releasing any tightness and tension where we find it. Relaxing into the hips, the buttocks, and the lower back. Relaxing the shoulders, the neck, muscles of the face and the jaw. And now taking the attention to the belly, just really relaxing the muscles of the belly and allowing the breath to move the belly. As you inhale, it rises. As you exhale, it falls. So just having more control over the breath now, allowing the breath to slow right down. Drawing the breath in slowly, as if you're sucking the breath up through a straw, so not rushing the breath, just pulling it in slowly, filling up. And as you exhale, really paying attention on fully exhaling, allowing all the breath to leave the body at the end of each exhale. And then we'll just shift our focus into the 3-part breathing exercise, starting the breath in the belly, moving then to the rib cage and finishing the breath in the chest. As you exhale from the chest, from the ribs, from the belly. Inhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. Exhale from the chest, from the ribs, from the belly. Just find your own rhythm of breath now. Pulling that breath in and fully exhaling. And then at the end of the next exhale, just release the exercise, allow the body and the mind just a moment to be free. And then when you're ready, just bringing the knees into the chest, hugging the knees in, rocking gently from side to side. And let's take the arms wide. We'll drop the knees to the right. Mind your water bottles. Turn the head to the left. Reach out through the fingertips. Breathe into the rib cage. And allow that spine to twist out for a moment. Good. Pull the belly in. Bring the knees up and over the other way. And then let's place the feet flat on the floor, cross the right ankle over the left knee, pull that left knee in for a glute stretch, squeeze the right knee away, work into the hip and buttock. And just focus once again on allowing the breath to help you release that tightness. kind of directing your breath into the resistance in the hip. Good, let's extend that right leg up to the ceiling. Try and straighten the leg as much as you can as you press the heel away. Start to draw the foot towards the head. And then let's change sides, crossing the left ankle over the right knee and pulling into the chest. And then extending the left leg into the hamstring stretch. And then we'll release. And we'll rock up to sitting, extend the legs out in front, reaching forwards, stretching into the back muscles, and right through the arm lines. And then let's swing the legs around, come to 4-point kneeling. And just work at your own pace through cat-cow for a few breaths. Getting that movement through the spine, engagement through the core, pressing the mat away, stretching into the upper back. And as I always say, introducing that vinyasa breath and movement, completely constant together. And then we'll just push back into child's pose, reaching the fingertips away and just making your child pose a little bit active, stretching into the arms. Let's tuck the toes under, move to downward facing dog. Just pedaling out through the heels to begin with. And then maybe moving it into a single-legged dog to get that extra stretch through the hips. And then let's lift the right leg up into the air. Let's square the hips so that the toenails point down towards the floor, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Try and straighten your top knee as much as you can and point through the toes. Good, let's swing the right foot between the hands, dropping the back knee, and we'll come to a low lunge, stretching into the front of the left hip. Roll the shoulders back. And then we'll take a twist, left palm down, reach the right hand up, rotate the shoulders. And then option to grab the back foot and add a quadricep stretch in as well. And then let's step back to downward facing dog, pedaling out again through the heels, feeling that stretch through the Achilles and calves. And then lifting the left leg into single dog, then take a moment to square the hips back up, inner thighs squeezing in towards each other, toenails pointing down, and then straighten your back knee, lift it high, and then lunge it between the hands, dropping the back knee to the floor and sinking the hips into our hip flexor stretch. Find the breath for a moment. Great, let's step forwards. Let's just hang in a passive forward bend, grabbing the elbows, just feel the stretch through the backs of the legs. Release the hands and roll up through the spine, sucking the belly in as you come up. Inhaling the arms, lift up. Let's exhale, interlace the hands behind the back and push and lift open through the chest. And then rounding the back, pressing the palms away. And then we'll release. Just roll the shoulders back a few times, shake everything out. Grab a quick drink. It's quite warm today, isn't it? A little bit airless. Feel free to open any windows. So we're on week 1, so we're going to be holding the postures and talking about alignment, but also really working on building the strength through the pose by holding it a little bit extra time. I didn't get through it very much when I did it this week, though. I missed out that bit, standing split. Okay, right, so let's come to the front of the mat. Just take a moment to reset the breath. Now let's start to move. Inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, the hands come down. We're going to step the right leg back, drop the knee, and we'll come up to low lunge. Let's just hold the lunge here, working on squeezing the shoulders away from the ears, lifting through the heart, sinking the hips down, breathing steady breaths. And then we'll bring the hands down, we'll step to plank, hold the plank for a moment. And make sure everything's really engaged. Get the hips in line with the shoulders, the pelvis tucked under, kneecaps lifting, pushing out through the heels, sucking the belly in. And then push forwards through the toes, knees, chest, hover the chin, elbows in, and release to the floor. Let's take a baby cobra, no weight in the hands as you come up. Exhale, hold it here. Inhale, lift your hands. Good. Exhale, push back into child's pose, stretch the fingers forwards, reset the breath. Tucking the toes, moving to down dog. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, squeeze them down. 2 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Good. And inhale, lifting the right leg into a single-legged dog. Either hold your single dog or, coming to high plank, bring your right knee in towards your nose, pressing the mat away, lifting through the core, steadying the breath. I'm working a little on the strength there. And then let's step the right foot between the hands, dropping the back knee, and we'll float the arms up to low lunge. Holding there, sinking the hips down, lifting the chest, steady breath. Good, hands come down. Inhale, stepping forwards, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reaching for the ankles, start to draw your chest towards your thighs. Release, roll up through your spine. Inhale, the arms float up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Left leg back, drop the knee. 3 pulses here. Inhale, up. Exhale, sink the hips down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Good. Get deep into your lunge. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, hold your plank. Let's take a moment to just really engage once again through the core. Push forwards through the toes, knees, chest, chin, and release down. Let's take a high cobra this time, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the heart. Take a moment to squeeze the elbows in, draw your shoulders down, and lift up through the chest. Good. Push back into child's pose, stretch it out. Let's tuck the toes, move to down dog. Inhale, lifting up the heels. Exhale, squeezing down. 2 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Good. And then lifting the left leg into single dog. Option to stay there or come to high plank, bringing your knee in towards your nose, pressing the mat away. Good. And then everyone step the left foot through, drop your back knee, and we'll take 3 pulses here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pulse. 1 more time. Good. Get nice and deep into that lunge. Hold it there and take an inhale. Good. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, stepping forwards. Half lift, flat back. And exhale, fold. Good. Start to draw yourself in a little deeper. Chest to thighs. Release and roll up through the spine. Inhaling up. Exhale. Good. Take a deep breath in. Good. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back and sink the right palm down, keeping the right knee up. You're going to lift the left arm and take your twist. So we're just going to hold this twist for a moment. I want you to really engage your back knee and pick up the back thigh as much as you can, and then really start to rotate the shoulders, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the arms in line with your shoulder. Good. And then keeping your back knee as engaged as you can, let's really start to sink the hips another inch lower. Good. Take 1 more breath there. Exhale, hands down. And we'll step to plank. We're going to hold plank for a moment. Couple of breaths. Really tucking the pelvis under. Make sure your feet are no wider than hips width, so just bring your feet in a little bit more. Good. Now squeeze your shoulder blades really down your back. Lift your knees. Lovely. Push forwards through the toes so that you come over the wrist slightly. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And then up dog or cobra. And into child's pose. Just dropping the knees. So just here and in anonymity in child's pose, if you'd prefer not to be adjusted, i.e. you would prefer not to be touched, just raise your hand, that's fine. If you're happy to be adjusted, then that's good too. So I'm going to, it occurred to me that I've been doing so much fast yoga, we haven't really done many adjustments for a long time. So in week 1, where we slow things down again, it might be quite fun to get my hands back on you. So if you're comfortable with doing that, then great. If you're not comfortable, just let me know. Good. Okay, let's tuck the toes under, moving into downward facing dog. We're just going to take 3 pulses here. Inhale, lifting the heels up. Exhale, squeezing the heels down. Just make your dog a little longer, Tina. That's it, good. 2 more. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, lowering down. 1 more time. Good. And then option to lift the right leg up into the sky, into single-legged dog. And once again, option to bring your nose to your knee, into your high plank. Or you can just hang out in single dog. Good. And as we did in last month's sequence, option to flip your plank here. So you're in plank with the knee to the nose, and you're just going to flip the right leg behind the left. Otherwise, you're holding single-legged dog. Lovely. Good. Trying to straighten the lower leg as much as you can. Try and get a lift through the heart. A bit more of a back bend, Tina. That's it. Good. Let's come back to single-legged dog. Right leg is up. We're going to step the right foot outside the right hand and turn the back heel down. So back heel turns down. You've got your right hand inside your right foot. You're going to lift the left arm up. Now, it's important in this variation of side angle pose, Parsvakonasana, that you keep the hips low. Good. Carolyn, just lengthen your stance a fraction. So step the back foot back a little bit more. Good. Keep sinking the hips down. Can you get your foot up a little further? I know you're tired at the moment as well. Just take breaks if you need to. That's it. Good. Great. Annabelle, you could even lengthen your stance a little bit as well. So the further apart the feet are, the easier it is to get down into it without the knee kind of. Does that feel okay? Yeah. Good. Good. I know you're here a long time. Let's hold the pose yoga. One more breath. Good. Come up to stand. Of course, the bad thing about me adjusting people is you have to hold the pose. Sorry, come up to stand. Yeah. Good. And we'll just flip it back for a counter stretch for a moment. And then we're going to go into triangle. So keeping the legs very straight. Just check your feet are at 90 degrees to each other. And in line, so your heels are roughly in line. That's it, good. Now push through your fingertips, stick your hips to the back of the room, and then take your fold. Good, very nice. Now it's very easy to lose the top arm in this pose. Good, keep pulling the top hip back. Now steady out your yoga breath. Just turn your toes out a bit more. That's it, lovely. And you could come this way towards me. There you go. Palm that way. Good. One more breath here. Great. Gently come up to stand again and flip it back again just for a bit of relief. Good. And then we'll take both hands either side of the front knee and we'll lift the front foot, rather, lift the back heel. And we'll just come down into a lizard lunge. So bring the hands down inside the front foot, maybe lower to the elbows, maybe stay on the hands. Maybe drop the back knee if you want to be more passive in this pose and really work on opening into the hips. And then just take a few breaths, focusing on opening into the hips there. Okay, let's come back up. We're going to step back to single-legged dog. We're going to do another series of postures in this sun sal. So stepping the right leg back into single-legged dog. And when you're ready, stepping outside the right hand again, but this time facing me to turn your back heel down. You're going to float up to warrior one. So turn your back heel down, get the heels in line with each other. In warrior one, we want to really try and square the hips and shoulders. Sakara, can you put your back heel to the floor by turning the toes out, lovely? We're going to pulse this a bit deeper. Inhale up, exhale lower. Two more. Inhale up, exhale lower. One more. And then get nice and deep into your warrior one. Nice straight elbows. Good shoulders down. Great. Energy into the back heel and the outside edge of the back foot. Good. And full breaths. Good. From warrior one, you're going to straighten the front leg, just heel toe the back foot in a little bit, and then come halfway, keeping your belly lifting up off the front thigh. And then coming all the way down. You can rest your hands on your front shin or hands to the floor and just really work on pyramid pose. The hamstring stretch in the front leg is what you're really working on here. Steady out your breath. Great. And then inhale, coming back up to warrior one. and opening into Warrior Two, our final pose in this little sequence. So in Warrior Two, I really want you to think about turning the knee back towards the little toe. And we're going to take a pulse to get deeper. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, lowering down. 2 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Good. Get deep into Warrior Two and then really pull that knee to the little toe. Good. Pull the back hip round. Leave the arms outstretched and take your full yoga breath there. Good. Great. Lovely. Just bring your body back this way. Fraction. That's it. Good. Lovely. And again, you can just bring the body back a fraction. There you go. And then sink this knee a little more. Yes, lovely. If it does feel too long, you can take breaks if you need to. That's it. Yeah. Just not leaning the body towards the front leg. Perfect. Good. Okay. And then take the hands either side of the front leg. Lift your back heel. Inhale, step forwards, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Catching a hold of the legs. Just relax into your forward bend. You can make it passive if you just want to recover for a moment, or an active hamstring stretch if you want to get deeper. Good. Release, soften the knees, roll up through the spine, inhaling the arms, lift up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back, keeping the knee up. Sink down into the left palm, right hand lifts. You're in your twist. So the twist coming from the shoulder girdle, not from the top arm. Again, very easy to lose the top arm here when it's the shoulders that are doing the twisting. There you go, lovely. Keeping the palm facing towards the window. Shoulders twist, but not the arm. Do you feel the difference? Yeah. So you can really pull the shoulder back without the arm going to the back of the wall too far. Good. Keep the hips low. Lovely. Hands go down either side of the front foot. Step it to plank. Get the hips low, the belly engaged, the shoulders away from the ears. Your planks look great. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And let's take child's pose for a moment, just to reset the breath. Allow the body a moment to recover. When you're ready, tuck the toes into downward facing dog. Yeah, Tina, your dog is definitely too short. That's a habit you've just developed. There you go, that is better. Keep the shoulders that way. Beautiful. So, Kara, your dog can be a fraction longer as well. Yeah, good. And then just push the heels down, straighten the knees as much as you can. Good. Lovely. Again, just creating that space in the shoulder. Sort of an action of rolling it that way. Great, let's take 3 pulses there. Inhale, lifting up the heels. Exhale, squeezing the heels down. 2 more. And then lifting the left leg into single-legged dog. Your option is to bring knee to nose in your high plank and then to flip your plank. And really try and find the back bend when you flip this plank. So you're trying to push your breastbone towards the ceiling, getting that lift through the heart. Lovely. Great. Let's come back to single dog, left leg up. And then we're going to step the left foot outside the left hand and turn the back heel down. Now check your heels are in line with each other. Sink down into the left palm. And when you're ready, float the right arm up. And again, the twist is coming from the shoulder, not from the arm. Lovely. Really nice. Good. and trying to squeeze the outside edge of the foot back down when it wants to lift. Carolyn, just make it longer and deeper. Yes, good. And bring the hand here if you can. Good. That's it. Lovely. Couple more breaths there. Looks nice. Okay. Yes. Good. Inhale, coming up. And just straighten that front leg and just flip it for a moment, just to give the body a moment of release. And then we're going to come to triangle. So just check your feet are at 90 degrees, the heels lined up. You're going to stretch and reach through the fingertips, cut the hips back as you reach through the left arm, and then take your tip down into triangle. And then again, get that sensation of the shoulder peeling back, but not the arm. So the arm directly stacks above the shoulder. There you go. That's it, lovely. Grounding down through your feet. Yeah, perfect, lovely. You're all right. Yes, I know. Let me open these doors a bit more. Good. And then coming up again, just flip once more. Take the other hand down. Yeah. It's just hot. Sorry. Good. Hands down either side of the left foot and step it back to single dog. We're going to take one more sequence here. Stepping that left foot forwards, back heel down, this time facing me for warrior one. Float the arms up. Your back heel is down, your hips and shoulders are turning forwards. We're going to pulse it here. Inhale up, exhale, pulse down. Two more. Inhale, lift, exhale, pulse. One more time. Get deep into warrior one and hold. Keep pulling that back hip round as much as you can towards me. You've got a light on this hip and you want it shining forwards. Good. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows straight. Very nice. Good. Inhale, coming up, take warrior two. We'll put a pulse in here as well. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pulse. Two more. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. One more time. And then get into warrior two. Drishti point is middle finger of the front hand. That means that's where your eyes rest. So looking forwards in warrior two. Keep pulling the front knee back. Good. Breathing steady. Lovely. And then we'll take the hands either side of the front foot and we'll step it forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Either passive or active forward bend, getting into the hamstrings, steadying out the breath. Good. Release, suck in the belly, roll up through the spine. Inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Just take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Just shake everything out, cool down a bit. I wonder if it's, it really is. It's sort of more humid, isn't it? It's the sticky, kind of heavy. I might create a bit of a draft. So I was going to do some strengthening work, but I think it's too hot. You're lucky. We'll save that for next week. Lots of planks and chaturangas and stuff. I think we'll all pass out. But I would like to take us into our balance sequence. I think we'll just go straight into that. Now, obviously, adjusting and balancing is not really very fair because I'll just end up knocking you over. But I might come and just check out some of the alignment. So bringing the hands to the heart, just taking a breath here. Great, let's inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's step that right leg back, get the right hand down and lift that left arm again. And we're into our twist once again. Get the hips low, pick up the back knee, and rotate the twist from the shoulders. Find that breath. Good, let's bring the hands down and step to plank or single-legged plank if you want to work a bit harder here. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And push back into child's pose. Just take a breath there for a moment. Good, let's tuck the toes into downward facing dog, picking up the right leg. Option, knee to nose. Option, flip plank. Back bend, lifting the heart. And then coming back to single dog as you inhale. We're going to step the right foot outside the right hand and turn the back heel down. Lift the left arm up. Now, before you move to your next pose, I just want you to think it through and imagine it so that it feels a little bit more seamless when you do it. You're going to step to half moon balance. So before you start to move, just think you're going to place the right hand in front of the right foot. You're going to keep the left hand where it is, and you're just going to pick up the back foot. So you reset the right hand first in front of your right foot, and then start to push off the back foot and see if you can launch up into half moon, keeping that left arm exactly where it is. Find your balance here. Steady the breath. Good, and then bringing the left hand down to the floor, turn the shoulder and the hip so that you're now in standing split. Just lifting the back leg high to the sky, head towards knee. Option to bind the ankle with one or both hands and maintain that balance. Good. And then, can you get to warrior three from here? You're just going to float the arms out to the sides and bring the body up halfway. Steady the breath. Very good. Release the hands to the floor. Listen, step the left leg to the back of the mat and then lift your right leg up into single dog once again. Stepping the right foot between the hands, you're going to turn the back heel down and then leave the left hand on the floor and lift the right hand up. Can you begin to straighten the front leg? You might want to hop the back foot in slightly first, but ultimately I'd like you to try and get both legs straight so that you're in twisted triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Breathe here. Our final pose is twisted half moon, so think about it first. You're going to leave your right hand where it is. You're going to place the left hand forwards a little bit and then pick up the left leg. Just breathe here. And then release into a forward bend. And allow the breath a moment to reset. Good, let's roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. Good, let's go. Inhale up. Find a little bit of standing. Exhale, fold. Stepping the left leg back, left palm down, right hand up into our twist. Good, just take a few breaths here, rotating the shoulders, picking up the back knee, sinking the hips down. Great, let's bring the hands down. Option to step to single or regular plank. Get the hips in line. Good, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And into child's pose. Great, let's tuck the toes, move to downward facing dog. So once again, we've got that option, left leg lifts, coming to single plank, knee to nose, and then flipped plank, chest up, heart open, and then back to single-legged dog, left leg up, and you're stepping outside the left hand. Left palm down, make sure your stance is long enough to turn the back heel down and sink the hips, and then the right arm lifts. So you're coming from here into half moon, so take a moment to consider placing the left hand forwards a bit, and then lifting the back leg. Both hands to the floor, kick the back leg high as you turn the right shoulder and hip downwards. Head to knee, option to bind the ankle. And then finally up into warrior three, keeping as much your balance as you can there. Good. Slowly bend the front knee, take the hands down as you step the right foot to the back of the mat and lift the left leg up, back to single dog. Final piece, step the left foot between the hands, turn the back heel down. Maybe hop the back foot in slightly and start to straighten the front leg as you lift the left arm. So Parivrtta Trikonasana. Good. And then moving to half moon balance. So try to keep the left arm where it is as you just step the right hand forwards and then lift the back leg. Yeah, it's a lot on one leg. And then release. Forward fold. Hang here for a moment. Say thank God that is over. Breathe into the legs. And slowly roll up through the spine. Inhale, the arms float up. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Let's just close the eyes for a moment and reset the breath. And then just shake everything out. Well done, everybody. Not easy going slow. Always easier going faster, I think. Hopefully it'll be cooler next week and we can do some more strength work. Okay. So let's reset at the front of the mat. Inhaling the arms, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop to plank. A nice strong core, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And let's take downward facing dog. And then let's step or hop to sitting. Straightening the legs out in front and coming to Dandasana. Chin to chest, hands either sides of the hips, feet are flexed. Lengthen the spine, shoulders soft, away from the ears. Good. We'll just start with a hip opener. We'll start with Baddha Konasana in a more passive state. So make sure your heels are quite far from your pelvis, making a diamond shape with the legs, and then just take the fingertips in front of the feet and begin to walk them out as you just allow the body to drop over a passive Baddha Konasana. And then just coming back in, we're going to catch the feet and bring them in nice and close towards the pelvis. If you can squeeze down on your inner thighs with your elbows to take your knees towards the floor and then start to fold forwards. Full deep yoga breaths to really help some of this resistance in the hips begin to release. Good, and then our final variation, really rounding your spine this time to take your head down towards your feet. And release. Good, extending the legs out in front of you, just give them a little shake out. We're going to do a little bit of core strengthening work. So your options are either to keep the feet on the floor and then just really lean back until you feel your core fully engaged here and keep the feet down, or of course you can come up to Navasana. I'm going to take 5 breaths here, feet up or down, slow full yoga breaths. Keep the heart lifting, the shoulders down and away from the ears. Good, we're just going to cross the ankles, and your options are take the hands by the hips, either just pick the hips up off the floor, or, exactly Neil, if you can get the feet up as well, that's a little bit more core strength. Great. Let's return to either Navasana or modified Navasana, 5 more breaths. Count across your feet the other way this time, and either lift legs as well or just hips. Uplitihi, back. Right, final time. This time in our Navasana, we're going to work the obliques by 10 twists from side to side, feet up or down, your choice. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One final uplitihi. Good. And then placing the feet down, slowly lowering onto your backs. Let's stretch the arms and legs away from each other and open into the front of the body. So we're going to take a glute stretch. We're going to do the one we did in our warm-up, but we're going to take it deeper. So crossing the right ankle over the left knee and pulling the left knee into the chest. Really start to work the knee towards you as you squeeze the right knee away. If you've got a bit more flexibility here, you might want to hook your foot inside your left elbow and your knee inside your right elbow, and then sort of hug the knee and the foot towards you. Other options are to extend the left leg up towards the ceiling and use that as leverage to pull the leg towards you, or if you're hugging, you can release the left leg onto the floor and really hug that knee in. Let's take a few breaths, really getting deep into that glute, even down towards the piriformis. And now I want you to push your foot towards the left wall. So your knee starts to move across your body as you push the foot towards the left wall. And you'll feel that the stretch goes into a slightly deeper part of the glute, a slightly different place. And then release and hug both knees into the chest. Just give it a little rock from side to side. Let's do that on the other side, crossing the right ankle, pulling the left knee in, but squeezing the right knee away at the same time. Or you can extend that right leg up and start to use it as a lever, still pushing the left knee away. Or you can hug your inner elbows around the knee and the foot and possibly extend the right leg onto the floor. And then start to push the knee towards the door, the wall, out towards the field, out to the right. Take the knee across the body a little bit, and you'll notice a change in that stretch. And release, just hug the knees into the chest again, and then move to happy baby pose, grabbing the outsides of the feet, dropping the knees in towards the armpits to just release out those hips for a moment. And then we're going to rock up to sitting now. You can either rock up to sitting and then take a vinyasa, or you can rock right into your vinyasa by rolling over the feet and jumping back to plank, or you can just rock up to sitting and stay there. So let's roll over and take a vinyasa. If you wish, you don't have to. If you're feeling a bit tired, save your energy. And let's hop back to sitting. Now, we've done quite a lot of deep hip opening work just then, which is really good for getting deeper into the hips. So we're going to use that warm-up to get into some deeper poses. So just taking the feet about as wide as your mat and flat to the floor. You're going to bring your hands inside your feet and then start to walk your hands forward, trying to get your chest towards the floor. And then take your hands behind your heels to the outsides of your feet. Catch a hold of the outsides of your feet and begin to pull your chest towards the floor even more. Just steady out your breath and deepen your breath here. If there's resistance in the hips, try and breathe into it. If it feels very uncomfortable, just stay where you are. If you feel you can do so, begin to straighten your legs, because that will push your chest down towards the floor, which is the aim of the exercise. That's it, exactly. Keep hold of your feet. Lovely, Zoe, really good. And then turn your palms flat to the floor and tiptoe them out even more, because that will take your chest down to the floor. Very good. Take a few deep breaths wherever you're at. Just breathing into the hips. Slowly crawl yourself back, bringing the heels back in, bringing the hands back in. Just roll the shoulders back a couple of times. It can feel a bit tight. We'll get into the upper back in a minute to undo some of this work. But the final variation I want to play with is taking your left hand, take it outside your left foot, and then take your right hand to the outside of your left foot and start to lift your left foot up. So you're trying to push your knee to the wall behind you, and you're trying to kind of hook it onto your shoulder. So as you push it behind you, you try and get your shoulder under the knee. Exactly, Neil. Good. The next step is to straighten the left arm and begin to straighten the left leg. Exactly. Yeah, good. Just wherever you can get, you're trying to push the hip back with your left arm. So just work a few breaths there. That's the idea. Good. Very nice, Neil. Good. And release. Just shake it out, and we'll do the other side. So your right hand goes on the floor underneath. So Sakara, go underneath your knee. Yeah. And then catch the outside of the right foot with the left hand. And then begin to pick it up and begin to push the knee back behind you to the wall behind you. Give it a little wriggle and try and get your shoulder under your knee. I quite like to roll my calf towards my face And then I can sort of sit it on my shoulder a bit. Don't worry, if the hips are tight, it's really hard to get into. If you've had some time off the yoga, the hips will have tightened up. Exactly. You feel unflexible. It will come back quite quickly, but you will definitely, yeah, you will, through lockdown, we all lost flexibility, unless you were doing it every day at home. Good. And release. Good, very nice. We're going to just lie down for a moment because I want to get into the upper back now because that's quite a lot of strain onto the mid-thoracic in a sort of forward bend. We want to back bend it out. So let's take the feet flat to the floor and the hands by the sides. You're going to roll up into bridge, but I want you to take your focus not into your lower back today. Actually, just watch me for a second, because the problem with bridge is that, as you can see, most of the lift and the bend is coming from here. And it's very easy just to leave this part kind of doing nothing, which is why wheel is so much better, because look at my upper back now. It's a lot more into that back bend. But for those who can't do wheel, when you're in bridge, I really want you to do this sort of thing. You walk the shoulders in together, and then you really lift from this area so that you're still getting a back bend through this part, because this is the bit that matters actually. And unfortunately with bridge is it can get lost. So if you've got wheel in your practice, go ahead, take wheel and really work through that thoracic spine area, this bit that we've been kind of crunching into. If you're in bridge, get high onto your shoulder heads, wriggle the shoulders right under, and then push your breastbone high towards the ceiling so that you're still getting that lift into the chest. And really just work on opening the thoracic as much as you can. Take a few breaths there. And then gently come down. Just allow the knees to rock from side to side. And then we'll go up one more time, because as I always say, back bends are progressive. So each time you go up, it will feel a little bit freer. So going up again and working a bit more deeply into that thoracic area. And then gently coming down, this time hugging the knees into the chest. And then, of course, the other really nice pose to get into the thoracic, I think probably the best pose to get into the thoracic, is fish pose. So if you're not sure, you can watch me first. You're going to lift up and drop back. But then once you're in it, don't just sort of hang out in it. I really want you to work on squeezing the shoulders in towards each other, lifting up even higher. You can stay sort of mobile in this posture, and really you're trying to get this as high as you can, lifting through the breastbone and really opening into the thoracic spine. And the reason I'm making a big deal about this is because when the thoracic gets tight and locked, which it does if you sit too much or drive too much, or just basically any modern day chair allows that thoracic to get locked and stiff, it can really affect your neck, your shoulders, and your lower back, and you can start to develop real issues in this area. So really good. Caroline, you can rest your head on the floor. What you're doing is quite tough there, keeping it off the floor. Lovely. Good. And then gently release, guys. Hug the knees back into the chest. And then let's rock up to sitting and take a forward bend just to stretch out the back bend. We have to counter everything. Reaching for the ankles or feet, and be more passive in this forward bend. You can just allow gravity to take you into that stretch through the back. few more deep breaths here, just getting even a fraction further into both the hamstrings, but really paying attention to the back muscles as you reach forward, straight, stretching not only the lower back, but also up through the arms, shoulders, mid-thoracic area. Good, and then gently release. Let's just do a couple more gentle stretches just to round the body off. I want you to swing the legs around and tuck the toes under. I think we all benefit from plantar fascia stretching. Stretching the soles of the feet. Go gently. If you haven't been doing much of this, they can get pretty tight. If you've got a bit more flexibility in the soles of the feet, you can push the knees towards me and get a bit deeper into the stretch. I also want us to take eagle arms at the same time. So if the feet start to really hurt, just release them. But if you can stay in the foot stretch as well, you're going to wrap one elbow on top of the other, either a single wrap or a double wrap, and then start to draw your chin towards your chest and lift your elbows away from your chest. And you should feel this right up through the upper back and shoulders. Good, let's swap sides, release the feet if it's too much for you. Good, and release. Let's release the feet as well. Even mine are aching, yours must be too. Just check you've still got 10 toes. And then we'll take the tops of the hands down and we'll stretch out the wrists. Always a good one. So not the palms, Sakara, the top, no, tops. It's really hard for people to work out, that's it. Because we're so used to going the other way in yoga, it's really important to occasionally do this. If you can straighten your elbows, that's great. If you can turn your elbow crease towards me, that will get even more. If you can start to lean back, that will get even more into it. So just go to wherever feels enough. Good, and then give it a really good shake out. Well done, everyone. Let's swing the legs back round, lying back down. I don't want to go full shoulder stand and fish because we've already done fish, but I do want to stretch out the upper back. So instead of shoulder stand, either come to plow or bent-legged with the knees either side of the ears or resting on the forehead. And this will just give you a chance to get into the upper back and neck, into a nice stretch there. And then we'll slowly roll it down. And let's finish with a spinal twist. Let's take a single-legged twist this time. Hug your right knee into your chest. And then keep a hold with the left hand and extend the right arm away. And then take the knee across the body into a twist. Steady your breath. And then let's switch legs. So again, start by hugging in with both arms, get it nicely deep into the chest, and then release the left arm before crossing it over. And then let's make our way to Shavasana. Just Just allowing the feet to flop out to the sides, hands alongside the body, palms facing up. Just take a couple of deep breaths in and full exhales out. And our breath meditation this month is quite a simple one that you can just use your regular natural breath to access, or you can shift into that deeper state of yoga breathing if you prefer. But we're going to use a mantra to focus the mind here. And it's simply this: as you inhale, I want you to silently say so. And as you exhale, you silently say hum. So you inhale so, exhale hum. And just keep the breath steady and soft in the body. And keep repeating this mantra with each inhale and exhale. The end of the next hum, you can just release the exercise. Let your body, your breath, and your mind just do as they wish for a moment. And then gently wriggling your fingers and toes, stretching your arms up over your head. Take that deep breath in. Exhale it away. And again, deep inhale and exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. And slowly make your way up to sitting. Just bring the hands to the heart and take a moment to offer our gratitude for our lives, our bodies, this practice of yoga. We acknowledge the light that shines within us. Om Shanti Namaste. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.